Champions of Dominion, Zeus entering the battlefield. Chapter 6 of the Tidus event is where even strong runs suddenly collapse, not because of damage, but because one wrong build quietly destroys your chances before the boss even appears. I tested two completely different strategies, and what I discovered could be the difference between getting stuck or clearing this chapter with confidence, so stay sharp, because the decision you make next might decide your entire run. In this video, we dive into Chapter 6 of the Tidus event, a chapter widely considered one of the hardest when it comes to defeating the boss. I originally cleared this chapter with one team. But after reading a comment on YouTube, I decided to test an alternative composition, and it performed even better. So by the end of this video, I will show you both approaches, including both boss fights, so you can decide which path fits your run best. Once I unlocked Chapter 6, I moved immediately into the development shop. The opening offers were strong. I secured Orion and Augustus, then added Krista and Celeste to begin forming a high-pressure magic core. After refreshing the shop, more Krista and Celeste cards appeared, instant purchases, and I pinned Dorian and Helios. But the real objective here was Dorian. Helios was only temporary value, and would be sold. With preparation complete, I entered the first battle running only 4 heroes, and the result was exactly what you want early in a chapter: controlled, efficient, and successful. Back in the development shop, I bought Dorian and Helios, then immediately sold Helios to stay disciplined with the build. Now the lineup was clear: Krista, Cascade, Orion, Augustus, and Dorian. After grabbing another Orion card, I advanced. The next enemy team, Galahad, Nebula, Sebastian, Artemis, and Thea, looked balanced but never gained momentum. The fight was smooth. No losses. 36 style coins secured. Back to the shop, I purchased discounted Orion and Augustus cards, then added another Krista upgrade before stepping forward again. The next lineup, Qingmao, Kira, Isaac, Sebastian, and Thea, immediately raised the threat level. Isaac alone can dismantle magic teams if you lose control early. And this battle proved it. I lost 3 heroes. Only Orion and Krista remained standing, but that was enough to finish the fight and claim 54 style coins. Sometimes survival is victory. Returning to the development shop, I strengthened Krista and added a Cascade card before moving into the next encounter. This fight was dangerous. Again, 3 heroes fell, but Krista and Cascade stabilized the battlefield and secured another 54 style coins. Momentum was fragile, but alive. Back in the shop, I continued scaling: Krista, Cascade, Orion, Augustus, then advanced once more. The next enemy lineup, Corvus, Lyria, Arachne, Jorgen, and Polaris, was brutal. Heavy control. Strong disruption. And this time? I lost. Returning to the shop granted 80 style coins from the lost life, a critical recovery mechanic many players underestimate. I immediately reinvested into Orion and Augustus, refreshed the shop, bought another Cascade card, and pinned 2 Krista cards for later. Then I went back in. And lost again. Same team. Same wall. But this is where many runs collapse, not from difficulty, but from frustration. So I stayed patient and returned to the development shop. I bought the pinned Krista. Krista, maxed. Then Orion and Augustus appeared at a reduced price. Bought instantly. Orion, maxed. One more Cascade card. Cascade, maxed. Now the power spike was real. After another refresh, Augustus appeared. Purchased. 4 heroes fully developed. Only Dorian remained unfinished. Back to the battlefield, and this time the result was completely different. A clean victory. No losses. If you get stuck on this fight, prioritize Orion and Cascade. Once they reach critical strength, Krista and Augustus can comfortably hold the front line while your damage dealers erase the threat. Now, with 4 heroes maxed, the strategy shifted toward pets. I bought Chorus, Axel, and Oliver, not to patronage Oliver, but to use him as a team pet for added survivability. Then came Albus. Preparation was accelerating. For the next fight, I set Chorus on Orion, Axel on Krista, Albus on Augustus, Axel as the team pet. The battle was extremely risky. One by one, heroes fell. Until only Krista remained standing. A narrow loss, but valuable information. Back to the shop. This time I secured Biscuit, then Mara for Orion, followed by Merlin. Finally, a Dorian card appeared. At last, his development improved. I placed Merlin on Cascade, Biscuit on Orion, and used Biscuit as the team pet. This decision was critical. The enemy team relied heavily on healing, and Biscuit shuts that down completely. The result? Fast. Controlled. Dominant. 80 style coins earned. Now the only objective left was developing Dorian, but the shop refused to cooperate. Refresh after refresh. No Dorian. Coins spent. Still nothing. Sometimes you don't get perfect conditions, so you fight anyway. For the boss fight, the setup was Krista with Axel, Cascade with Merlin, Orion with Biscuit, Augustus with Albus, team pet, Oliver. This fight was extremely risky, but the healing output carried the team through. In the end, I secured the victory, losing only Cascade. If you struggle here, experiment with pets. Small adjustments often decide boss fights. Now, the second team. I won't show the full build-up, but this path is noticeably smoother heading into the boss. The lineup. Chaba, Arachne, Hus, Orion, and Augustus. Patronage. Chaba, Biscuit. Arachne, Mara. Hus, Oliver. Orion, Merlin. Augustus, Albus. Early in the fight, Orion and Augustus fell, exactly the kind of moment that usually signals defeat. But what followed changed everything. Arachne locked the enemy team in constant stuns. Albus delivered heavy damage. Chaba added pure damage, amplifying Albus even further. The fight lasted longer than the previous attempt. But control wins endurance battles. And finally, victory. 2 different strategies. 2 successful boss kills. If Chapter 6 is blocking your progress, these teams can be the difference between another failed run and moving forward. I hope both approaches help you finish the chapter with confidence. Chapter 6 proves that the right strategy changes everything. Adjust your build, stay flexible, and even the toughest boss becomes beatable. Tell me which team worked for you, and if this helped, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Hero Wars strategy. Play smart and stay ahead. salute and friendship.